Hello viewers, welcome to my channel HG Know-How. In this video, let us understand an important change in foreign degree equivalence in India. Have you obtained a degree from a foreign university? If you want to use that qualification in India, you may have heard about a foreign degree equivalence certificate. For many years, AIU, the Association of Indian Universities, was the familiar name associated with foreign degree equivalence. But an important change took place in 2025. UGC introduced a new framework for the recognition and grant of equivalence to foreign qualifications. So, what exactly changed? And what should a foreign degree holder know today? Before the introduction of the UGC's 2025 framework, AIU had an established role in foreign qualification equivalence in India. AIU states that it had been vested with the responsibility of according academic equivalence to qualifications awarded by accredited, approved or recognized foreign boards and universities, particularly for higher studies and employment. As a result, for many years, students and professionals who obtained qualifications from foreign universities commonly approached AIU when an equivalence certificate was required. The AIU foreign qualification pages are still available online today. This is one reason why there can be confusion about the current system. Now, let us come to the important change that took place in 2025. On April 4, 2025, the University Grants Commission notified the UGC recognition and grant of equivalence to qualifications obtained from foreign educational institutions, Regulations 2025. These regulations provide the framework for the recognition and grant of equivalence to foreign qualifications. UGC has also established a dedicated UGC Equivalence Portal for this purpose. Therefore, for a new application under the current UGC framework, the equivalence process is handled through UGC. Here is an interesting point. Although the AIU website and its foreign qualification information are still accessible, the current new registration route is different. When the foreign qualifications section is followed through applicant login and new registration, the applicant is directed to the UGC Equivalence Portal. So, the fact that the AIU website is still accessible does not mean that the current UGC equivalence process is still being operated through the old AIU application route. The current UGC portal provides applicant login and new registration for the UGC equivalence process. This is how the AIU website navigation flows. So, what does this mean in simple terms? The AIU website and its foreign qualification information are still accessible, but the current new registration route leads to the UGC Equivalence Portal. In 2025, UGC introduced its formal regulatory framework for recognition and grant of equivalence to foreign qualifications. Therefore, if you are applying now for a new equivalence certificate under the current UGC framework, you should follow the UGC equivalence process. Another important point: not every foreign qualification necessarily needs a formal UGC equivalence certificate. Whether you need UGC equivalence can depend on how you are going to use your foreign qualification and on the requirements of the concerned university, employer, or other authority. For example, equivalence may be relevant when you are using a foreign qualification for higher education or employment. The UGC Equivalence Portal states that an equivalence certificate is valid for academic institutions and for employment in the public or private sectors in India, where UGC recognized qualifications are required. In some cases, private employers may evaluate foreign qualifications through their own procedures. So, before applying, ask a simple question: do I need an equivalence certificate for my particular purpose? There is also an important limitation. The UGC 2025 regulations do not apply to professional qualifications awarded by foreign educational institutions in disciplines such as medicine, pharmacy, nursing, law, and architecture, which are regulated by the respective statutory councils in India. And remember, equivalence is not the same as professional licensing. An equivalence certificate establishes the academic level of a foreign qualification. It does not by itself grant a person the legal right to practice a profession in India. Separate requirements of the relevant professional or statutory authority may apply. If you hold a foreign qualification, here is your 5-step action plan. First, identify. Pinpoint your exact qualification and the foreign institution that awarded it. Second, define your purpose. Are you using it for a government job, a private job, or further studies? Third, check the requirements. Ask your target employer or university whether a formal equivalence certificate is required. Fourth, verify recognition. Ensure that the foreign institution is recognized and accredited by the government or authorized bodies in its respective country. And fifth, apply. If an equivalence certificate is required under the current framework, use the official UGC Equivalence Portal to submit your application and the requirement documents. Following these steps can help you avoid unnecessary time, expense, and paperwork. So, let us bring everything together. AIU played an important role in foreign degree equivalence for many years. On April 4th, 2025, UGC notified its regulations for recognition and grant of equivalence to qualifications obtained from foreign educational institutions. Today, the UGC Equivalence Portal is the online portal for applications under this current framework. If you already hold an older AIU Equivalence Certificate, do not automatically assume that you need a new one. Check the current requirement of your particular university, employer, or other authority before taking action. I hope this video has helped clarify the transition from the earlier AIU system to the current UGC equivalence framework.